Hero-Centrism, also known as the Great Man Theory, is an approach to analyzing history which assumes that the evolution of society and culture is and always has been driven primarily by exceptional individuals, kings, presidents, visionaries, and CEOs, that tends to be utilized as a form of anti-socialist educational indoctrination in the countries most concerned with nation building and regime legitimization. So, naturally, this is the lens through which we are taught to view history in US schools. But what makes it anti-socialist propaganda? 1. It disguises class struggle behind personalities. Abraham Lincoln didn't wake up one day and decide to sign the Emancipation Proclamation because he was just chill like that. It was the culmination of decades worth of public discontent, slaves and abolitionists struggling and dying for their cause, and even had to be followed by a bloody civil war before 100 plus more years of people being punished for pointing out, hey, you're still kind of treating black people like slaves even though it says they're not on paper, to even get the government to legally acknowledge that black folks should technically be considered people, too. It individualizes blame and praise instead of focusing on the system. We can't afford groceries because the current US economic system, aka one step away from slavery-style capitalism, necessitates never-ending inflation and a majority class of poor people who must always be kept just desperate and ignorant enough to be utilized by the owning class as a perpetually self-replenishing supply of cheap and easily exploitable labor. Not because Biden or Trump sucks. The United States of America is actually just history's most successful company town, by the way, which is precisely why they want you to just keep waiting around for some great man to show up and liberate us all from our poverty and discontent, because that can't actually happen under a system which requires both of those things in order to remain functional. 3. It portrays revolution as a once-in-a-lifetime fluke instead of an endlessly repeatable occurrence. 1917. Vladimir Lenin seizes control of the Russian Empire with the raw, unadulterated power of his charismatic speeches, fierce intellectualism, unflinching courage, stalwart personality, groundbreaking Marxist literature, just absolute social magnetism, and ravishingly handsome good looks. Right? Wrong. The Bolsheviks accomplished it through at least 15 years or so of constant effort. Organizing strikes, protests, mass education campaigns, underground networks, being imprisoned and killed for treason. Literally just ordinary working class people who were willing to risk everything to create a better, freer, and kinder future for their children. As a collective, as a class struggle has been the primary mover of progress since social hierarchies have existed, but the reason they don't want ordinary people like us to realize this is because there are 99 ordinary people for every one great man, and the moment we realize that, the strength of an overwhelming collective majority will always outweigh the power of the individual, the illusion of authority shatters, and the world shall become ours.